Colm, good evening, Colm. How are you?
Evening, Kieran. How are you? Nice to see you
Great.
again.
And you, and you're looking great, in good old County Down. Sure. What more could you ask for in that fantastic backdrop that you've got there?
Yeah, well, the backdrop's County Down. I'm sitting back up here in County Armagh,
You
which I
think I
haven't
don't
ever.
know that? Colm, thanks very much, Colm, for agreeing to come on and
Yeah.
do this little, I suppose, video chat. Really, this is going to be used for level 2 trainee tour guides as part of the OCN and NI, and this is in Armagh. And so I
Okay.
appreciate you coming on and doing this. And really, the idea is to give the students a bit of a flavour of what it's like to be a national guide, a little bit about your role in Brack Tours, and then if you could have any advice and guidance to anyone who's thinking about getting into tour guiding on a part-time basis, or maybe even a full-time basis. So maybe if I could say thanks a million, first of all, for coming on, and if we could kick off, maybe tell us a little bit about what's it like to be a national tour guide, Colm.
Very good question, Kieran. It's I suppose I never really think of it like that now. I'll be honest with you. It's something you just go out and when you meet people, you're doing a job and you get on with it. What I would say is, because it's that many years since I've done the tour guide course, way back, too many years. I'm not going to let you know what age I am now. But one thing I will say about it is, what I find is you have to have a passion for it. That is one of the first things I would say about it. You can go through all the education, you can learn everything, but the one thing, and speaking to even some of my fellow guides that I know that are in it for years, is, if this is something you want to do, you'll soon find out whether it's for you or not. As being honest with you, I have, you know me a long time, I have a passion for the job. I love it. There's so many different angles to it. Like, I'm a sales and marketing manager, I'm a tour guide, I'm a coach driver. As I say, I'm a national guide around the country. I'm a tour planner. So everything kind of falls into place. And I do have my tour guide hat on when I'm out on sales and marketing. I have my tour guide hat on when I'm planning a trip for somebody, when I'm planning a tour for somebody. And that is all really, really beneficial to me. And it's through time that you'll find out how this works. There's a lot of very experienced guides out there that are niche guides. So what I mean by niche guides, they'll concentrate on a certain topic or something, and they'll concentrate on a certain area of the country, whereas I'm concentrating on the whole of the country. So basically, I have to know everything about where I'm going, the people, the culture, the heritage, stories. Meeting and talking to people when I get there is how I educate myself. You're always and constantly learning when you're tour guiding. That's one of the things. Say, I suppose the role and the function of a tour guide, if somebody would say, is to welcome, organize, educate, and have fun.
Yeah.
And that's certain points that I would put down. And they all filter into each other. Having a sense of humor, having an outgoing personality, it helps. There's no point in reeling off everything, if you're having a personality about you. I find straight away, I know when I have a group or if I haven't got some of the group. You'll know by their facial expressions. You'll know by people, by their attitude. And don't overload people, as I often say. So they're just little tips at the moment. But look, I enjoy the job. As I say, I'm at it a long time. And you're constantly learning here. You're constantly learning.
Yeah. No,
that's not to put off people. I wouldn't say that's to put off people, but you'll never, ever stop learning.
Yeah. I think it goes for many aspects of life, certainly in my own job in the business support and even in my part-time lecturing job as well. You are constantly learning. I suppose as a tour guide, it's having that openness to realize that there are going to be some things you don't know. There are going to be situations that you come into that you haven't come across before. And I guess what I'd like to maybe take on there is, what do you think then are, you've hinted on certainly many of the skills, but if you were interviewing, let's say, as Brack Tours now in your role, if you were looking for guides,
Mhm.
what are the core skills then that
Well, as I
I know
say,
you could train up, but what would be the core skills you'd be looking for?
well, one thing will be communication skills. You have to relate to people, and you have to be clarity. You have to be clear. You have to be precise. You have to be confident in yourself. So that all comes from communicating, and be passionate about it.
Mm.
Let people know that you know what you're talking about. Be really passionate about it, and let them say, well, this guy's really into what he wants to do. And I love that. Um, Outgoing personality, as I said as well. It's a very, very big thing with tour guides. You can find, and I've had it myself with tour guides on a bus with me, if I'm going around a city, so I have to have a city guide with me. Some of them are a lot better than others. Some of them would bore the pants of people, giving figures and facts and figures and facts. You lose people. So you have to be able to, I suppose, to integrate with the people, to get a feel of them very quickly. So when I'll be speaking to somebody, I'll be looking for that too. I'll be looking to see in an interview, are they shy? You'll always give them that opportunity. Are they shy? Are they outgoing? Are they confident in themselves? Confidence is a big thing, I would say. Confidence, but you can quiz people on knowledge,
Yeah.
But as I say, tour guidance is always about learning. Flexibility as well
Yeah, okay.
is something that's a big part of the job. Punctuality as well. Um, Eagerness to learn and to listen.
Mhm. Mm.
They're all core elements of that will all fit into, I suppose, the job. And so, yeah, if I was at an interview, I'd be asking people, well, what is their favorite topics? And what do you know about a certain area or whatever? If it's for particular for ourselves, do you specialize in something? What can you tell me about, do you know anything about the company? I'll be going into that. Do you know what we do? Do you know our clientele? And that's another very important thing, is to know your clients, know where they come from. Never presume your clients know everything about Ireland if
Yeah.
you're getting about Ireland, because they might know anything about it.
Yeah, no, that's all very, very valid. And I remember my own interview way back with Club Europe Holidays in London, and
Mm-hmm.
the gentleman who owned the company, my three interviews, and the third one, he just wasn't interested in particular knowledge, skills. He wanted an ability to tell a story.
That's
And
it. That's what it is. That's what tour guiding is. It's just telling a story.
that's what he was interested in, and he told me afterwards, the general manager told me afterwards, that's how I got the job.
Yeah. It's your ability to relate that. It's not, as I said to you 2 minutes ago, it's not all about facts and figures.
Yeah, yeah.
It's being able to grasp the crowd. You need to grasp the crowd from the start.
So it'd be great for the trainee tour guys to hear a little bit about Brack Tours, what you do in Brack Tours, and what you're planning for. It's been very, very tough because I've worked with you and with Nuala and Peter. But give them a wee bit of insight on your job. You say you are so you
So at
marketing
Brack,
fields.
yeah, at Brack Tours, we're all, I suppose, jack of all trades, because we're a small company.
Yeah.
As I say, we're small in stature, but we're big on the market. So my core job, I suppose, with the company, from probably in around March, April time most years to in around the end of October, will be out as a tour guide and as a driver. So I'm a driver guide. So I would be performing all the aspects of tour management. I would also be tour guiding. And then probably the tour I'm driving is one that I planned from source with a client. So as I say, and then with the sales and marketing aspect of the company, from, I suppose, this time of year, roughly in around this time of year, right up until probably end of February, March time. So we'll be on sales missions, at marketing events, looking for new experiences, new attractions, meeting new clients. So basically, my job is right throughout the company. I also look after the social media aspect of it, as you know now, since COVID come in. So it's upskilling myself in it too. It was all new to me.
Good job of it.
It's all new to me, but being honest with you, from the tour guiding aspect of it and being a driver out on the road, it has helped a lot because
Yeah.
it's given me the confidence, even with your own podcasts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when we started out in a podcast, it's given me
Sure.
the confidence now to, in a different platform, to speak to people and interview people and put the podcasts out. So my role within the company is very diverse. That's what I'd say. You
Great.
know, the company is, as I said, the company, we deal with the US and Canadian market, so North American market. We're an incoming tour operator. We're part of the what they call the ITOA, the Irish Tour Operators Association, or Incoming Tour Operators Association. And primarily we're part of 31 companies that's part of that organization that sell Ireland to the international market.
And what lies ahead, Colin, for 2022, 23 and beyond then?
Well, 2022, I suppose with Brack Tours, this past 18 months has been very quiet because no people have been moving
Sure.
because of COVID and the way things have gone. But we didn't sit back, and we actually developed, as I say, with the podcast series. We've got a little bit more active now in social media. We also opened Brack Tours Northern Ireland as a destination specialist. So concentrating on the Northern Irish market and selling it internationally.
Right.
And 22, 23, hopefully will be big years for us. We have a lot of work on the books for next year, all being well. And further down the line for 23, we would see further expansion probably within the company as well.
And these trainee tour guides and future guides maybe coming to you, maybe knocking on your door.
Well, that's it too. You know, if they do the job right, you know, there's always room for somebody within companies like Brack Tours and other tour companies. And especially, you know, if they wanted to further their field and they want to go on and be a national guide, it's definitely something that's worth looking at.
Yeah.
Another thing maybe Kieran just mentioned now is the whole aspects of tour guiding for what it was. Okay, post-COVID now, things are going to change. You know, so that's something that to take into account when these guys or you guys go out on your guiding and your training with Kieran there and everything, because the simple thing now of turning up and just guiding the places is all going to change. And there's a lot more work involved with bringing ahead to attractions, hotels, wherever you're going, to know what the COVID procedures are or what the procedures are moving forward, things like that. Tourism Northern Ireland, great website for anybody that's getting into tour guiding. I'd say to people, go on, have a look at them. You'll see great advice on tour guiding post-COVID, because it's something I've had to educate myself on now. I've been out with 2 tours already this year, and it has changed on the ground. Yeah. So definitely it's something, I know you're probably going to touch on that moving forward, but it's definitely something I would say to you guys that are hoping to do this course and get on with it.
Yeah, no, that's very, very valid advice, Colm, really is, and thanks for that, because that's really, really important to consider. Colm, listen, I just want to say thanks a million for coming on. Much appreciated, and I suspect there'll be could well be more questions feeded to you from the students. And as ever, looking forward to continue to work with you, certainly at Southern Regional College. Colm, thanks a million.
No problem, Kate, and the best of luck to everybody on the course.
Thank you, Colm.